Hey, good morning everyone. My name is Vipin Kumar and this is the third part of Appdynamics tutorial series. In this video of this series, we are going to install the Appdynamics Java agent to capture metrics for Java-based application. Along with we are going to install the machine agent on the same server to capture metrics for the OS. And finally, we are going to generate some load on the application by using Apache Jmeter. So let's begin. So at this moment, you can see in my Appdynamics controller, no applications are getting monitored, and we can verify by Appdynamics agent. No agent for the app server, no agent for machine, no agent for database. So first we require to install and configure the Java agent on the app server. So go in the home and go to getting started options. Now click on getting started wizard, and from this page you can download the agent for different languages, different databases. So I'm going to select Java because my application written in Java. I'm fine with the default options, and I'm fine with the Sun Java. I'm fine with the default configuration. So go ahead and download the installer. Okay. Now move the app agent on the Tomcat app server. Okay, now we require to configure the Appdynamics Java agent on the machine. For that, you require to modify the controller info.xml file. Modify the controller info.xml file. Verify a couple of the settings. Verify the controller host name. This host name should be pingable or pingable from this machine. Verify the controller port number 8090 is fine. Give the application name. Give the tier name. It is application server, and give the node name. Go ahead and save it. The second part, we require to modify the catalina.sh file so that Java agent can be restart automatically on every Tomcat restart. Okay, add the line for the Appdynamics Java agent. Please make sure that you are using the correct path of your app agent or Java agent. Go ahead and save it. Now you require to start and stop the Tomcat environment. Now start it. Go back in your controller. Connect the agent to the application Appdynamics controller. Okay. This is the application I'm going to monitor. So let's do some of the transaction here so that Appdynamics controller can capture some of the metrics. So I'm doing some of the testing on this application. Okay, go back in the Appdynamics controller, agent connected, waiting for the load, may take a few minutes. So let's do one thing. I do, I do have the Apache Jmeter configured. Let's perform some of the tests on this machine. So I'm running the Apache Jmeter to perform some of the load on my application. So that Appdynamics controller can capture more metrics. Okay. So now you can see here agent connected, data received. Let's go ahead and continue. Go ahead and click on the select the baseline last 5 minutes. So here you can see the Appdynamics started to capture data for the Java based application or my application. This is my application, and I'm running the Java. I'm running the Apache Jmeter to make a load on my application. So go back in the Appdynamics, and we can go ahead and explore some of the information here. So you can see here it is creating a flow chart for me. My application connecting the MySQL database, and you can see one event changes. This is normal transaction information. So I'm getting 9 calls per minute. Response time 1369 millisecond. No error so far. So at this time, I can see the Appdynamics controller started to capture metrics for my application. Go in PS and node. You can see node 1. This is my app server, and you can see the activities that is happening from this machine to remote machine. So at this moment, the Appdynamics only capturing the business transaction. No OS related information are getting captured by the controller. So that for that we required to install the machine agent on the Tomcat app server. So before installing the machine agent on the server or Tomcat app server, let's verify the Appdynamics agent. In the Appdynamics web agent, you can see under the app server agent, this is my host ID, or this is mine the app server, and the peer name is application server, and application called is Open MRS Pro. So go to in home, and if you see the overview, so if you click on the Open MRS, it started capturing data. I can see error recorded. I can see response time recorded. So you can go ahead and explore the Appdynamics. You know, you will surprising. You will surprise to see some of the layers or parameters which is underlined till now for you. So let's enjoy the metrics. Meantime, I'm installing the machine agent on the server so that it can capture the OS related metrics. For that, you go to home, getting started wizard, go in server, click on the Linux or Windows. I'm okay with default information. Download the agent. Okay, I copied the machine agent from my local machine to the Tomcat app server. Now we require to configure the machine agent on the server. Okay, let's verify the controller.info.xml file. So the controller info XML file is located in that location. The controller port name is OK. Controller port number is OK. Okay. We need to verify the account access key and the account name. So go back in the controller Appdynamics controller. Go to license. Go in the accounts and the name is customer one. Let's verify. The account's name is customer one and the access key. This is the access key. Validate with the access key here. The access key looks okay. No issue found. Okay. Next file we require to validate is analytical agent.configuration file. You can find this file on this location. Okay. You need to modify the add.controller.url. Replace with controller URL. In my case, the controller URL is appdynamics.wipin.io. This is another location where we require to replace event service endpoint. Okay, and the customer name. Look at here. The event.name is fine. Event.account name. So we have to validate from here. So this is a global account name. Use this global account name and copy or replace here. It is going to replace by customer one. Now the access key, validate the access key 1709. The access key looks okay. Go ahead and save it. Now we require to run the machine agent on the server. So you have to go into the bin folder and run the machine agent. You should get a successful message. So now you can see started Appdynamics machine agent successfully. Go back in the controller. Go to home. Overview. The application one. The server one. So go back here and go in TS and nodes. Click on it. Click on. Now you can see here the status of app agent 100%, the version and everything. So no data at this moment. Let's make some load on the application from Apache Jmeter. This is the Apache Jmeter and I'm using the 10 number of users and this is the click string of the application. and then this is the uh, report. So let's load some of the traffic. I'm running the traffic with 10 users on the application. Okay, so we can see it is started to capture system level matrix. We can see the matrix for CPU uses, memory, and disk read and write, and network. So at this moment, it is started to capture data for the application transaction as well as server level metrics. So let's use the Apache Jmeter to perform some of the tests or perform some of the load on the application side so that the controller can capture more data for the analysis. So at this moment, I'm using the 10 users. Let's go ahead and run with the 50 users. 300 seconds. So I'm running the test or load with 50 users on my application so that it can capture more data. Okay. So go back in the application dashboard. The application dashboard providing a nice interface or nice overview about your application. In the application flow map, you can see uh, your application server is connecting the open MRS MySQL database and two backend, two guest backend. In the right hand side, you can see business transaction health. At this moment, everything is normal. Node health, it is looking at your node health, how it is behaving of your machine. In the transaction scorecard, you can see 84.4% is normal, slow, very slow, stall and error. So it is also capturing the exception, HTTP error code, and in the down, it is providing the load like 192 calls per minute, response time, errors. You can go ahead and check the events. Any events occurs, so no events occurred. You can see top business transaction. What is the top business transaction so far in your application by the load, by the response, by the error, and by slow transaction. You can take a transaction snapshot, so you can filter it with the execute time, like how much time taken by the taken by the transaction. So you can see slow and error transaction. You can see transaction score. What is the score of your particular transaction? So uh, and you can see business transaction. This is the business transaction happening on your applications. So the transaction for the health check for these transactions are green. Uh, we got error on the admin transaction and percentage 38.5 percentage errors for the admin transaction. This is a service endpoint. If your application connecting to remote service endpoint, you can see from here. But at this moment, my service, API or endpoint is interrelated within the application. You can see here and note. At this moment, I do have one app server, and you can see the metrics for the for the app servers. The how looks like a how does the system utilization looks like. So you can check system related metrics. You can see memory. You can see heap memory. What is the current heap memory average utilization of the heap memory? So current user, current commitment, committed, max available free. You can see the garbage collection, minor and major. You can see memory full. So survivor space, we the current utilization is 100%. You can see JVM parameters, JVM properties. You can export this property. You can see JMX information, you know, JVM. What is the percentage of the garbage collection memory threads? How many threads are running currently. You can get all the JVM and JMX related information from here. Events, any events occurred, and since we don't have a license for the server visibility, if you have the license for the server visibility, this section can provide you more insight about your server or system. You can see database call. You can see the database calls like what is the how does your database calls looks like. You can see the load, response time, error, and what is the you can see you can see the URL or connecting URL, how it is connecting, how does your application connecting to the MySQL database, and what is the backend database. It is saying that my backend database is MySQL. So you can it is giving a nice overview about the backend database. You can see slow database cell. At this moment, there is no slowest database cell available. Remote service, I do have to remote service. So it is showing in this way. We can go for the troubleshooting for the slow response time. So in this section, you can troubleshoot for the slow response time, error, health rule violation, war room, etc. So at this moment, everything is okay, and I can see the data are getting captured for business transaction as well as system related metrics. So guys, you can go ahead and configure sample application for the demonstration perspective, or and you can explore more more features on the Appdynamics. But for this video, that's all. Please join me next video where we are going to configure the MySQL data metrics in the Appdynamics. Thank you very much for the watching video. Have a nice day.